Hi, this is a short video I prepared for you on how to find the very best business coach for you. My name is Rodney Brim. I'm not a business coach. I'm an executive co-pilot. More about that later. But the key to find the best business coach is actually handled by the answers to three questions. Let me go over them with you. Very first one is, one, what's the problem you want to solve? What's the problem that keeps you up at 2 a.m. in the morning that makes you feel defeated and maybe makes you just frustrated? Maybe it's something that's just repetitive and you just keep running into it, or it's something that you know the solution's there, you just can't quite see it. Interestingly, that isn't actually the problem you want to solve. Usually the problem that's going to give you the most leverage to solve with a business coach is actually a couple layers beneath that. So when you identify that first presenting problem, keep asking yourself, yeah, well, what's driving that? But what's driving that? Get down a couple layers. That's the one you want to tee up. Second question, what kind of relationship, what kind of coach do you want to work with? The reason I say that is that the very best business coach for you is someone you're going to enjoy working with, not just is valuable for you. So you want to find someone that you resonate with. And typically, I think of that in terms of rules for engagement. Let me go over 5 that I use. In fact, I use the word force to capture it. But the F stands for follow through, the O stands for openness, the R stands for resilience, especially when facing resistance. The C stands for continuity, the E for ethics. With me, or people who resonate with me, they're high in all those factors. Now for you, actually, none of those factors may be important. In fact, when you look for a coach, you might be thinking, I want someone that I can just bounce some ideas off, get some new creative solutions. I don't have to follow through. I owe them nothing back, but it was certainly a great sounding board experience. You determine what works for you because you're going to use that as you're evaluating people to be your coach. The third is expertise. And obviously you want a coach who's worked in the area that you're addressing and solved and addressed some of the problems that you're facing. If you were interviewing me, you'd hear me say something like, well, I was a psychologist for 20 years. For the last 20 years, I've run consulting and software companies. I've worked with small, family-owned manufacturing companies and organizations as big as the United Nations. And for the last 10 years, I've been working with high-tech companies, helping them get more out of their people and more out of their products. The experience is going to help, but here's the interesting thing. You can get even more, and the experience is the first encounter experience I want you to focus on. See, most business coaches will give you a first free session. You want to take advantage of that, and you want to tee up the problem you want to address, and then watch very carefully as you ask them exactly what would they do and how would they approach helping you resolve that problem. I find that very first experience is just a wonderful predictor for how it's going to be in the future. So if you use all those 3 questions and answers, you'll zoom right in as you interview some coaches on just the person that's best for you. You know, I mentioned being an executive co-pilot before. So as an executive co-pilot, I come alongside the executives I work with. I'm much more engaged and active and involved with projects they're doing than a typical coach who would be sitting on the sideline and offering advice and critique. If in fact you would like that more active approach, or at least like to consider it, give me a call at the number below. We'll set up a kickstart session to look at feasibility and fit for the two of us. And with that, I hope you have just a great day and the best of luck in finding just the right person to work with.